Welcome in, welcome in. Calling in my angels, guides, and ancestors, and that of the collective for my highest good and the highest good of all. Welcome to my channel. This will be a reading for the new moon in Cancer that's occurring on July 14th. It'll be exact at 5:43 a.m. Eastern time. Great time for intention setting, as you well know. If you're on my channel, you are part of a collective that is here to raise the vibration of the planet. My own messages this morning have been about focusing on some negative things that have been going on in the world that are, that maybe about specific surveillance systems that are happening. And I was guided very specifically that the more I focus on those things, the more energy I give them. And that it's really important for me to keep my energy clear and to keep my energy clear mentally, physically, what I'm putting into my body, all of those things. So glad you're here. And if you found this channel, I'm super excited that I'm with some fellow travelers. It's certainly, there's some loneliness and isolation that I think a lot of us may be feeling. And so I hope that if you found me, that just means that we're part of the same collective looking to elevate our energy. And so this reading, do one or two oracle cards that describes the energy that we're in for the new moon in Cancer on July 14th. So let's get to it. See what pops for the new moon in Cancer on July 14th, 5:43 a.m. for the collective. One or two. Let's see. We've got messages here. Hummingbirds. Remembrance, friendship, protection. Look at us. We are protected. And this is about being a part of a collective and maybe connecting with others. But the big theme of this new moon in Cancer is about messages coming through. So I'm just going to stick this card over here. These are beautiful. In case you're wondering, this is the Mystical Garden Oracle by Denise Lynn. And I'm being guided to go ahead and read what messages is. It's actually card number 24. Dipping in and out of flowers in the mystical garden, hummingbirds here have beautiful auras. A sparkling frequency surrounds them. With every flower they dive into, the color of their aura shifts. Despite being such a delicate little thing, a hummingbird can fly 2,000 miles to reach its destination, and they are the only birds that can fly backward. One hovers directly before you, flashing its iridescent colors in the sun. Hummingbirds are seen as messengers between humans, sorry about the car going by, and the spirit world, bringing blessings and good fortune. In Native American, Aztec, Mayan, and African cultures, it's believed that hummingbirds are spirits of ancestors carrying blessings and messages from their loved ones. Hummingbirds are thought to have deep connections with the spiritual world, acting as a mediator between the gods and the humans. What the mystical gardener wants you to know: embrace life, yourself, and others in the moment. The hummingbird is a symbol of joy and freedom, as well as a messenger from spirit. Signs and messages are all around you. There are some things that spirit wants you to know. Be open. Just as hummingbirds live by drinking nectar from different flowers, it may be time for you to try new and different things. You don't need to plunge into one thing right now. Experience variety. If one flower is empty, a hummingbird goes to the next flower in search of nectar. This suggests tasting various flavors of life. Also, because of a hummingbird's ability to fly backward, this is a great time to explore your past and let go of things you've been holding on to that don't support you. Be willing to pivot and change directions. Heal emotional wounds from the past, but also keep your eyes on a bright and joyous future. I'm going to just stick this over here. And we're going to set these off to the side, just so that they are in the camera view, but that's really lovely. It's a really lovely message to start this reading. I'm going to stick this over here. So let's take a look at what those messages are that are coming through for the new moon in Cancer. With the tarot, they're looking at you, the collective energies, what's impacting or interfering on integrating flow for you, and flowing with the energy, flowing with your highest good, how to overcome any distractions, and then what the outcome is. This is a reading that I channeled from my guides as they've been encouraging me to read for the collective. These are not love-focused readings at all. Just make that very clear. If anything, it's love of spirit, a love of the universe, love of yourself. That's what the message, the intention of my channel is to be a connection to spirit. And so you probably won't ever hear me talk about twin flames or soulmates, beyond the fact that soulmates, I do believe, are people that are part of our soul family and that we have contracts with that are supposed to help us with specific things. But I don't believe like that I have one soulmate and, you know, he or she is going to, or they are going to, you know, be my whole end all be all. So enough shuffling. For the new moon in Cancer, let's look at you, meaning us, really. This is us. I do like to let the cards just come out. I don't tend to choose cards. I shuffle until the card that's meant to come out does. The collective energies. That card just fell on the floor. Excuse me. Did come out. It's the Ten of Cups in reverse. What's impacting or interfering or interrupting your flow? What energy is impacting or interfering with your flow? With your being in flow, I should say. And that doesn't mean that you're out of flow. It just means that there might be energies that are kind of trying to impede. Okay. Judgment with the Ten of Swords. How to overcome any distractions. I'm going to leave that coming out in that way. And what the outcome is. So, Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Hanged Man on top. So, oh, I realize that I've pushed this off screen. Don't want to do that. I've set up my little boundaries here so I know where the camera is. So right now, there's some heartbroken energy, and this is mental energy of just being sad, like storm clouds, and maybe you're not feeling this very specifically. You're like, hey, I'm going on with my life and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But there's an underlying background, Three of Swords energy of just heartbreak, sad. Not everything's going the way I want it to. Things aren't necessarily the sun's definitely not shining here. And what's really interesting with this barbed wire is this bird, us, you, me, we are kind of, as a favorite term I like to use is precariously perched. So we're feeling like we could just make one wrong step and it could be extremely painful. And it's just, we're feeling like this need to just tread very carefully, because if I go too far this way, it might not go very well for me. And so there's a little bit of frozen in fear here. And something I'm just noticing about this bird here now is that there's a little dash of red on its wing, as if it's wounded in some way. And we might be focused on our own wounding at the moment and some sort of trauma that we've recently been through or have been holding on to for a long time. And this is a card of just being focused mentally on that energy. And with the Ten of Cups here, my intention with the collective energy is to just kind of see where everybody is. And I think what we might be witnessing is a lot of pretending that everything is okay. And with the Ten of Cups in reverse, it's like, I would like to turn it upright. I would like to say that, you know, the universe is with the infinity symbol here, I'm feeling that it's like the universe just like bringing in all of these blessings, but we're not, and the collective energy is not seeing all of those blessings that are being brought in, and how there's so much wonder and there's so many miracles and so many wonderful things that are going on in the world that we're just not able to see, we're not witnessing. So what's impacting is, yeah, these hidden energies, this focus. Now I'm seeing his mask not as hiding, but as almost like horse blinders on, of being completely focused on all the woundings, of being trapped in some way. That here's a butterfly that has spent most of its life in a cocoon, in a caterpillar phase, where the only thing it knows is walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. And it's really like it goes into this hermit phase, it becomes a butterfly, comes out and it can fly. But in this card, in the Ten of Swords, all its wings are pinned. And so there's this focus on everything that is basically holding one down, holding you back, and just not really seeing that, like, there's a light shining on you, and staying focused on being pinned down when Spirit is saying, hey, focus on the light. Focus on what's being offered. Focus on how you can elevate your spirit. And this is actually one of my messages today too, about clean eating and cutting out all sugars. And maybe you're already doing all of those things, but drinking water, and not necessarily, this is a funny thing, like, it's like, don't buy the bottled water, just drink the spring water. And so I generally buy spring water because my tap water here is really bad. So it has a lot of chlorine and other chemicals, and there's orchards around my house, so the reservoirs, you know, have a lot of pesticide residues and all sorts of things. So I do buy spring water in gallon jugs, and Spirit's telling me, yeah, drink the spring water, not the tap water, but don't go out and buy the special bottled water that's like pH balanced and all that. It's just marketing baloney, and it's not any better. It's just waste of money, so not to do that. So basically here, like the thing that's really impacting or interfering with flow and being able to step into the rhythm of what Spirit is offering us is our own focus on being trapped or feeling stuck in some way, and not having the ability to see any doors opening or the opportunities that are being offered. With the World card here in the how to overcome the distractions position, this is actually a really beautiful World card. I left it in the right facing because it feels like it's forward, where the World card is about endings and new beginnings and completion of a cycle. It's looking forward. How to overcome the distractions is to be forward thinking and let go of the past. Like, the past cannot be let go of without actually reviewing it. I do believe that. And with the World card, the way it came out, like in the forward, is to be forward thinking. Like, in this new moon in Cancer energy, we need to be focused on what we're looking to create in the world. And there's a lot of manifesting with the moon and all those things, which I don't necessarily believe aren't true. A new moon is the start of a new cycle, and I believe that there's a lot of rhythm, a lot of truth in the rhythms of nature and honoring those rhythms, and that if we align with them. But sometimes I have found in myself, like, I do it in a very cerebral, very mental way, as opposed to recognizing, like, instead of saying, oh, today's the day that I have to manifest because it's the new moon and I have to manifest today. But deeper than that, it's the moon is our emotional body, and it's about really feeling into it. As a Gemini, I am very cerebral and often forget that the feeling part of things is where I need to go with the energy, to support the energy and honor it. And that's, I mean, this World card feels very like gentle and loving, and it's a beautiful card. There's also not a clear distinction between, this is interesting, I'm seeing this now. There's not a clear distinction between past and present. If you look, like, this future energy, this blue, there's a little bit of gray here in the background, where we didn't go straight from dark to light. There was a transitional liminal space, and we're not in the midst of dark. We are with the new moon energy. It's the darkness, but there is kind of a gray area that's in between the darkness and the light, and that's a really interesting view on that. So how to overcome the distractions is to just be focused on what we're looking to create. Honor the past, recognize the past, see the past for what it was, but at the same time, also be forward looking and how can we build on the foundations that we already have? Like, there's a lot of talk about everything being completely destroyed. This is not the Great Flood, friends. Or at least I'm not experiencing it that way. It's an opportunity to see how can we use the structures that we already have and build upon them. And I think a lot of the spiritual messaging out there right now is like, everything is over and we're starting over fresh. And maybe a lot of us wish that were true. But if you're my age, you've already built a life, you already have a family, you probably have maybe you're settled into a home, you probably have a career that you've established, all of these things. And we're like, I can't just like quit my job and read tarot on YouTube. I have to like kind of do a transitional thing. And that's That's really what's being asked, is like to allow this transitional space. We're only at the very beginning of the changes in the world. So the outcome, let's see, we have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I love this little Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is often about learning something new or establishing something new. And he came out sideways and to the left as opposed to my world to the right. And it's like, what can we learn from the future? Or excuse me, what can we learn from the past? And what can we be received? What can be received? There's something, oh, this is ancestor messages. So Spirit is asking us to really tap in. To really tap in and receive. What's on here? This cup has a phoenix on it. She's just floating. This little seal, floating. She's laid back, floating. There's a photographer that posts on Facebook quite often, from my home state of Maine, and he has found a seal colony, and he goes out there on his kayak or whatever he's in, I don't know, and he photographs these little guys. And I'll tell you, his name is Carl Ramsdell, if you want to look it up. But basically, it's just like these seals, you know, they're playful. And so this Queen of Cups energy here in the outcome really is like, lay back, relax, let it come, let everything come. And, you know, we can learn from the thing where we didn't trust the intuition. Learn from where you haven't previously trusted your intuition, trusted your gut. Like, I've been struggling with a decision that I made where it's like I felt very much pulled to do a specific thing. I didn't do it. And now I often think about, not what if I had done that, but like I think about how my certain aspects of my life would be very different if I had done that particular thing. And this is really just learn from those times when you didn't trust your intuition, and learn from those opportunities that you've missed. I'm trying to stay out of this energy of regret and disappointment and sadness, and just use it as foundational energy of how I need to rely on my intuition going forward. And that's ultimately like the outcome here, is like, if we can focus, if we can do this. And I really don't even feel like these messages are predictive. I feel like they're more like reflective of energy, and that's my intention when I read. So, you know, when looking at like what the overall theme for the new moon in Cancer is, hear what spirits recognize: the end of a cycle, recognize that we're in a liminal space, we're in like a transitory period, and listen to the messages that are coming in and trust them. Learn from where you didn't trust before. And remember that spirit is your friend. Oh my gosh, actually I was seeing that now. Look, and you're protected. Remember that the messages coming through are, gosh, there's this song, I've got a friend in Jesus, and I don't tend to listen to Christian music a lot, and but man, that song hits me in the heartstrings every single time. And actually, that's what this is reminding me of right now, is that Spirit is your friend. The universe has got your back. I mean, I know that's a book title that I haven't read. And that you're protected. So trust. Do we need one more? Let's grab one more card just for fun. How do we want to wrap this meeting? Absolutely. How do we want to wrap this meeting up? And I have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like, this is a cycle. The things that are happening now are destined and fated. The things that are happening for you are destined and fated. Listen, look, I'm just, because I like to listen to the messages coming through, because they're messages of love, and Spirit loves you. Spirit loves us, and it might require a moment of stillness to hear the messages coming through, but there will be. Like, I keep going here. We got the King of Pentacles with the Justice card, and it's just really sweet energy that, like, if we listen to our guidance, and I say this as much for you as I do for myself, if we listen to our guidance and trust it, we're gonna be right where we want to be. We won't miss out on a darn thing. So thanks for being here. I hope you like this content, and if you do, I hope you come back and see me again. Thanks.